Good afternoon. Let me first express my sincere appreciation for this afternoon's ceremony and for this turnout. We actually live right down the street, so we're going to be in this region. Mayor Partington, city commissioners, other civic leaders on the beach. We are overwhelmed with gratitude, this warmth and generosity. What a lovely venue. We pass it every day, like, what is that place? So thank you for giving us a chance to spend some time here. I want to acknowledge my wife and life partner, Phyllis, who is on this journey. Daughter Adriana and grandson Elijah, who are temporarily partaking in this journey, but Eli has helped add to the complexity of this transition. But it's been a blessing to have him here. I am so honored to be here. I am honored to be at Bethune-Cookman University. I want to thank Nancy Lowell, first of all, for your comments and your support and friendship, and for your contribution, and more critically, for the vital role you assume in this community in recognizing and harnessing the essential linkages and connection and the shared fate between this community and our great university. So Phyllis and I got here about 6 or 7 months ago. Not quite understanding what we were getting ourselves into, and I noted in your comments about the enormity of the challenge, and I mean, it is that. But you have to also understand that there's not an individual at our university or associated with it who hasn't been as pleased, and I will say surprised, by the extent of the progress that we have made since that time. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what that progress looks like and how we reflect on it. But I would be remiss if I did not point out that much of my optimism, because make no mistake, I am bullish on VCU. And much of that is, of course, a reflection of the extraordinary community that I have supporting me. Many of them are here, my leadership team, faculty, staff. This is not working enough during the week. You come on Sunday, thank you. But you know, when you talk about the challenges to which you referred, I know and you know that much of that was a function of or precipitated by, or the singular sort of antecedent condition was governance. And I am bullish, and we have seen the progress, and I am here because of one man who I didn't think was going to be here today. I saw him somewhere. Belvin Perry, is he here? Chairman Perry in the back? Where is he? Chairman Perry. So Chairman Perry, Judge Perry, is the chair of our board. And he is precisely the kind of chair that our board requires at this stage in the evolution of our university. He is tenacious. He's like a bulldog when he gets hold of something. He is a man of immense integrity. And whatever you might think about governance before, but under his stewardship and with the composition of the board, I have virtually no doubt, because we are in the harness together, that we're going to get through this. And I wanted to make sure that I he knows how I feel about it. I want to make sure you all know how I feel about it. So Phyllis and I, we came here. I've done 10 years at different business schools, primarily, in the case of Denver, privileged and wealthy and overwhelmingly white, and those institutions have their place, and they are important in terms of the optionality that we have in this country for educational opportunities. But after 10 years of a business school at those kinds of places, it was clear to us that we needed to do something else. We weren't sure. We thought about going back to our home in Tucson, which we really love, but too young to retire, and that would have quickly driven Phyllis crazy. That just would not work for me. We were fortunate. We had another presidency. It was actually a university just like Denver, in Michigan, back home for us, but it was also private, kind of privileged. We had a private sector gig, and it had been about 25 years since I've been in the private sector, and that would have been fun and interesting. We would have had a nice P&L, and that would have been good for about 6 or 8 months, knowing me. So we decided to come out here and take a look. And we come down with skepticism. We've done our due diligence. We've read a lot, and talking with Chairman Perry off and on, and we came down and we quite simply fell in love with the students and the faculty and the staff and the legacy, and probably more important, with the potential. And we also believed that we possessed the skill sets and the temperament and the experience and the integrity and the energy that was important, and so we thought we had something to offer. But there was a mutual and reciprocal benefit here, because Bethune-Cookman University offered us something equally important: to serve a community that looks like us, to have affirmed and fulfilled the really quite extraordinary background that this kid out of Detroit, which no one would have predicted, by the way, has been able to pursue. And so all of that for us, all of that experience, our journey, our global work, our business school work, our private sector work, was precisely so that we could be here at this stage in our lives and in the institution's lives. So for that, I am so immensely grateful and blessed. Our lives have been defined by grace and faith, and so this opportunity to pay that back is particularly meaningful. So you need to understand that. So why am I bullish on Bethune-Cookman? So let's start with an article a few weeks ago that the News Journal came out, to your point about the News Journal, which was, for us, candidly, about as positive as we've come to expect. It was an op-ed piece that was thoughtful, and it was reasoned, and it was in support of donations large and small, and we were really grateful. But they ended with what you had said. They ended with, but what Bethune-Cookman needs is they have to be more transparent. They have to, they get 7 months. I don't know what that means. And so let me remind you that a few weeks ago, in a communication that I thought was to our alumni, I was as candid as I think anyone would have ever expected. And that candor, caused some angst, because I think misconstrued, and it also caused my chair heartache, which is never a good thing to hear about that. But you need to understand that I am going to err on the side of full disclosure. There's not been a question that I've been asked, that I've been asked. Now, there are some things that I know are on people's mind: status of lawsuits, litigation, and we cannot discuss that. But again, we have a chair who's not only a great board chair, but who is a smart, experienced, and tenacious attorney. And so let me just say, we got it covered. So, in the spirit of full disclosure, here is where we are. This is what we have done over the last 7 months. We have cut $11 million from the operating budget. We exceeded in the institution's worst possible year in enrollment in the fall by 300 students. With our amazing new CFO, John Pittman, who's here in the back, when we came and predicted cash flow issues pretty much occurring throughout the year, specifically late October, early November, we're going to run out of cash. We have been cash flow positive since July. We reduced student term receivables. Now get this. We are a private institution. Too dependent, one might add, on tuition revenue, but we are a tuition revenue-based institution. In fall of 18, the year before I got here, we had almost $12 million in outstanding term receivables, specifically $11.7 million. This is money owed to us to keep the balance sheet healthy, solvency, that we couldn't collect. That amount this year is under $5 million. Not good enough, but that's serious progress. And I'll spare you the details of what it took to make that progress in this period. We also had, the previous fall of 18, we had about a 46% collection rate from students. 46%. This is our lifeblood. We increased that to 83% this year. Again, I'll spare you the details, but I can assure you these folks worked their tail off to make that happen. That does not occur in a place like ours overnight. And so that's much of what we've been doing. In addition to cutting budget and overhauling governance and putting controls in place and dealing with litigation, we have scrubbed and scoured with the support of our controller and CFO and the Financial Affairs Office, the university's financials, and we realized that we had at least $3.5 million in expenditures from 2 and 3 years ago. We're just not finding the invoices that had to be paid. So you have to understand this. We got cash flow issues. We had to cut budget. We had to do what we needed to do to come in the black, and we had to pay an additional $3.5 million. But we have not missed a bond payment for our debtors, our creditors. We have not missed a vendor's payment. We've been creative in terms of when they've gotten paid. And so, in our visits to the regional accreditation agency to make sure that we're aligned, and we come back. The last one I went with my team, and it was so good. But there was no surprises. I mean, we knew. But in addition to that, in addition to nourishing the balance sheet, in addition to overhauling governance, we have students to educate. And so this isn't just about managing crisis. This is about establishing the foundation that will facilitate and enable an upward sloping trajectory of this institution so that we can fulfill our highest and best aspirations. That's what we've been doing in the last 7 months as well. It starts with a consolidation and a reimagination of our academic structure that is actually aligned with a forward-thinking, frame-breaking academic strategy so that we can effectively serve our students in a 21st century market that is unlike any market we've seen in our history. While we've been doing that, we've had to cut staff, we've had to cut faculty, we had to deal with morale, we had to deal with institutional trauma, we had to navigate space that conveys with clarity our recognition of the seriousness of our situation, while simultaneously instilling hope and optimism that if we can get through this period, which we can, our best days are ahead of us. So that's what we're doing. That is why I maybe haven't been as declarative or as forthcoming, but not only do we have nothing to hide, I am exceptionally proud of who we are and what we've accomplished. So I sit on, I'm on a board of a very large company, and they're great, and, they support me, and they knew I was at this place called Bethune-Cookman. They're from all over North America. So they said, well, how about we have our February board meeting on your campus, which was great to me, because I would then be able to showcase this extraordinary institution. And let me just say, these folks were blown away beyond anything I could have imagined. And why wouldn't they be? And so I was thinking about bridges. We've got a bridge now with this company, and I'm excited about announcing a pretty, in addition to your wonderful gift, a very major gift from them that we're excited about. And it occurred to me that there is some sort of chasm between, in my view, 7 months, between parts of this community and our institution. And I don't understand it, because it is a jewel in this community. It is an exceptional place where, I'm reminded by the sporting aid, the kids choir, talent and ability and potential is quite ubiquitous, and it is widely and randomly distributed. But I swear it is concentrated at Bethune-Cookman University, unlike any place I've ever seen. And so, of course, we want folks there. And so I want to say now, under the guise of bridge building, I want to personally invite everyone in this room, and all your friends, all your family, your colleagues, to join us for our spring concert, April 5th, Sunday, 4 o'clock, at the PAC on campus. It's free. Not that we're having this room, but it is free. And so we'll get invitations out, but this is a wonderful opportunity to reaffirm our connective tissue and to open our doors, not because that's just the right thing to do, it is, but because we want you to see who we are. So again, not only do we not have anything to hide, we welcome you, we invite you in, and you'll hear more about that soon. I wanted to make sure you understood that now. So we have next month, our SACS accreditation report is due March 25th. We are anticipating our visit April 21st, 23rd. And so in my letter that went out, thinking this was to the, should have known it would go viral. I wasn't the intent, it was just for the alumni. Get them to step up. But I said in the letter, probably not the most elegant of language, I said, look, there is a non-zero probability that this could go south. I didn't say it's go south, but which just means there's some chance. I mean, can't guarantee it. But that chance for me is a 3, 4, 5%. But I would be remiss and irresponsible if we didn't say, look, this this could happen. And so again, in the spirit of full transparency, with my cabinet members, with our board chair, we have all kinds of contingency plans. But our expectation is to successfully extricate ourselves out of our current probationary status with SACs. They have been clear and unambiguous in terms of what needs to happen. Our response has been equally unambiguous. Most important, the need to bring our operating budget in the black. And even with paying an additional $3.5 million, that wasn't on anyone's budget, even with that, you have to understand, you know what our margins are. Imagine what our margins are. Trust me, you don't know. But you can imagine. But you can imagine. And so we're watching the budgets like a hawk. We're everything has to go up through the CFO, and even my office now, that's unrestricted. And yet we found the means to pay off $3.5 million in expenses. And we still expect to bring in an unrestricted budget in the black in this year, which has got to be among the most difficult in this university's 116-year history. So again, that's what we've been doing. And so I am excited at the prospect of celebrating with this community. I am thrilled to death of the warmth and the regard and generosity and support that I've received from everyone here. And again, this is the closest thing to home for us now, so especially Oregon Beach, thank you. We're not really beach people, but it's not really our thing, but we've come to appreciate it. I don't know why we live on the beach. I don't think we didn't really know. So this is the privilege of my professional life. It is the hardest job I've had, but it is also the most fulfilling and rewarding. And we are precisely where God intended us to be. This is not for us a stepping stone. We're not looking for anything after this. Our job is fully and exclusively to steward this extraordinary legacy, to enable it to migrate to the next tier of excellence. So our focus now is on getting out of crisis. But that's just the first step. And that cannot happen without the support, financially and otherwise, from this community and from the broader Daytona community. So we will be engaging you, seeking your assistance, hopefully inspiring you in a way that seems natural at that place, because you can't be on that campus and not be inspiring. For those of us who were at the ceremony where the sculptor of our founder, benefactor, earlier this week, I mean, you're right. The convergence of events for us, the upward sloping trajectory of this university, coming out of probation, simultaneously with our founder, benefactor being enshrined in the U.S. Rotunda. I mean, this is God's plan, clearly. And it is for me just an extraordinary blessing to be in this position. It's the best position in higher education as far as I'm concerned for me at this stage. And again, it isn't just because I think we have what required, it's because this place has what we needed, what we were seeking in our lives. So the final thing I want to say is I've been working my cabinet and leadership team in ways that's probably not legal, certainly not appropriate, and certainly not sustainable. As again, I'm reminded by my chair. I know. What do you want me to do? We got about 2 more months of this pace. To our faculty and staff, we have overhauled mission. We've begun the hard work strategy creation. We have done this crazy academic restructuring, plus trying to do it. It's just been a lot. To our faculty and staff who are here, I appreciate you all. It is an honor to serve with you. And as I said more broadly, our best days are ahead. So let's just hang in there. We'll get there. Thank you all for this lovely venue and this extraordinary afternoon. God bless you. I am at your service. And again, here or elsewhere, there are no questions that I will not answer, except the legal ones. So I hope that we can. I hope that we can begin to adjust this narrative about Bethune-Cookman University, because we are excited at showing the extraordinary things that are going on. I would like for you to come and visit our computer engineering program, which, you know, the highest accreditation for an engineering program is ABIT. And we have an ABIT accredited program. I would love for you to come and see what we do in our chemistry lab, even though our lab infrastructure sucks. But we still do amazing work because of the quality of our faculty and the quality of our students. I would love for you to see what we do in the Gail and Moran School of Nursing, which is now, of course, fully accredited by the state. We bridge the gap between opportunity and potential and access. And we do so in serving students who don't have the options that many of us have growing up. And it is those students, which is why we're here, because of the support that is required, because of the way we have to teach and transfer knowledge and recognize where they come from. It does make it more difficult. That's where the fulfillment comes in, right? And again, we know these students. I know these students. I see these students because I was one of them, right? So again, I'm looking forward to your continued support and engagement. Thank you for this amazing afternoon.